Another edition of the On the Mic podcast is here, and after wrapping up a great Bellator 291 event, Bellator 292 comes at you live on Friday, March 10th from San Jose, and I'm very, very happy for the first time to welcome to this podcast the one and only, one of the very best in Bellator's heavyweight division, one and only Linton Vassell. Linton, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, bruv. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to talk to you. I know a couple of your teammates. I know some people have a lot of respect and high regards when they talk about you, and so to have you on, it's an honor and a pleasure. First and foremost, just kind of take me through. I'm not going to ask about camp. That's one thing I don't do. Yeah. I don't do the casual, questions. Just how are you feeling coming into this contest more than anything?
I'm feeling good. I know everyone says it, but I really do. I feel good. Training has got me feeling like this, if you know what I'm saying. And nothing, for me, the rematch is what it gets me excited, because, when, I don't know, when you got something to prove to yourself and to the world, it just gets you excited. It gets you ready, something burns under you rather than just, oh, you're not fighting for the title. You're just going to fight this guy, he's not ranked above you, he's ranked below you. So one, he's beat me already, and two, he's ranked above me. What's not to get excited about that, man?
And number three, the winner of this likely is getting Ryan Bader. So
100%, 100%.
The easy question in a rematch is you guys are not the same fighters. Neither of you are. You've grown a lot. He's grown some as well. But when you look back at 2019, what would you say was the biggest factor for you in that fight?
The biggest factor was I was able to take him down at will, reverse. Every scramble we had, I end up on top. There's a few times he reversed me. So that was obviously the downside to it, I think I got a little bit too comfortable in the fact that, I'm on top. And not thinking, that he can reverse. So he ended up reversing me a couple of times, and obviously end up turning the tide of the fight. But yeah, that's the good things I took about it. I was able to take him down and beat him up, and show him what I'm about. But that was then. So now I can take that away from what I did and bring it into what I can do now. I've cleaned up a lot of things. And watching that fight back, I'm like, oh my God, I did that. Oh my days, I did that. How didn't you learn from the first time? So I said, I learned my lesson, should I say. I learned my lesson, and coming into this fight with a new game plan, different strategy.
And three of your next four finishes have come, or wins have come in finishes, ground and pound finishes. Is there a new intensity and kind of ferociousness in you now since that fight?
Well, like I said, I was able to take him down at will, and I was beating him up. So I know what worked. I just I had to fine tune it.
You just realize you just got to beat them up once they're down.
Yeah. But I felt like it's even though we do mixed martial arts, I think you have to practice these things to master them. It's all good learning how to box and kickbox and grapple, but I bet a lot of people don't really do enough ground and pound on a daily basis. Maybe I'll do it once or twice, maybe a month. And what I ended up doing, I was like, what did I do wrong? So I went back and watched the fight. I'm like, I'm on top of him. Why am I landing more elbows? Why am I landing more strikes? So the next day I went back to the gym and just beat up the bag for weeks and weeks, and then that's it. And I feel like, I know it worked, because when I had my fight against Karatonov, ground and pound, I had my fight against Tyrell, ground and pound. Didn't finish him, but I was still ground and pound into the last bell. Ronnie Marks, ground and pound finish, and same as Tim Johnson. So there's a pattern there. Stick to it and go to what works.
Let's just kind of talk, if you don't mind. I want to ask about just where you are in life. You know, so many times I've hear fighters talk to other interviews and podcasts, and they talk about, you know, just about the fight. You know, I want listeners of this show to get to know the fighter, the person. So
Yeah.
where do you think you've grown just personally in the last 4 years? Because like you said, the rematch motivates you. The ranking motivates you. And as I mentioned, there's a title fight opportunity more than 100% likely for the winner of this fight. So where do you think you've grown in the last 4 years just as a person, as you are?
Well, one, I've definitely realized that, you know, it can be easily taken away from you, man. You lose a couple of the fights and it's gone. So me and my friend Ong, we're looking at investing in some houses, buying some homes, doing them up, selling them on. So pretty much probably after this fight, or by next year, gonna end up getting a house, doing it up, and selling it, or even renting it out. One of the two. So we'll end up getting a couple. And that's my next project. That's what I'm looking to do next. 'Cause I know fighting's not forever. You know, I'm 39 now, so I got to look obviously on the other side. And obviously at some point I want a family. You know, so we'll get to
What
that
would you say?
when that comes.
Yeah. I was like, well, I don't want you to be done fighting anytime soon.
No, no, no,
I
no, no,
would
no, no, no,
definitely,
no, no,
you
no,
know,
no, not anytime soon, man. Not anytime soon. You know, I've
if
still
I'm
got
ever
some
in the
time.
market for a house, though, you may be hearing from me. You may
Right,
be hearing from me. But
right.
when you look at just kind of, I know you're down in Florida training, but obviously from the UK, and for the longest time it was kind of just Michael Bisping, and we've seen now the growth and evolution of MMA in the UK. You're a big reason for that. Obviously, Leon Edwards, Fabian Edwards, all of that. But where you're at now, a veteran in this sport, you mentioned being 39 years old. When you look at how far, I'm not just going to say MMA, and listen,
Yeah,
I give credit where credit is due. I'll even go as far to say KSI and social media influencing in boxing. Where
of
would you say
course.
combat sports has, how far it's come in the UK?
Oh man, I remember when I first started, you didn't know anybody. You couldn't hear or see anybody. Now with the social media, it's just skyrocketed. You know, so I thought that's a big part of obviously getting it out, especially the UK boys. Um, yeah, and then coming here obviously was a big change for me. It opened so many doors to me, and I felt like coming here and fighting for Bellator, it made people open their eyes to show that UK have some talent. And like obviously Michael Page also as well. You know, I mean,
Yes.
he's put on some good performances as well. So yeah, it's gone from 0 to 100, should I say?
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
the easiest way to say it. Now
yeah,
let's look at division.
yeah,
Go
it
ahead.
really has. I remember you couldn't even find anybody on social media. Well, it was, I think, Cage Warriors Forum at the time. Like, I don't know if you even know that. It's like a forum where was no pictures, it's just like MMA fighters just commenting saying, I want to fight this person, calling each other out and stuff. That was probably as much as you had. And then I think there was a thing called MMA Universe. We have a few MMA profiles and stuff. But now you can find so much stuff on everybody.
Now you've got nearly 90,000 followers on Instagram.
Right? Yeah.
For rightful reasons, you're clearly one of the best heavyweights in the world. And when we
Thank
talk
you.
about your division, look at your division. Things are finally moving. You know,
Yes.
Fedor and Ryan Bader
Yeah.
are done, and Bader
Yeah.
focused at heavyweight. How excited are you now to know, like, you get this fight done, you go in there, you do what you expect to do. Now you've got that fight with Ryan Bader. Now you're ready. The division's
Yeah.
moving again.
It really feels like things are finally coming into place, you know. Because one, I've obviously wanted the Ryan Bader fight back a long time ago, whether it be title fight or not title fight. So now that he's solely in the heavyweight division, you know, it makes things so much easier. You know, we're not gonna wait, who's the champ? Who am I fighting next? All this kind of bullshit. You know, so yeah, it's exciting. It really is exciting.
Is this a revenge tour for you, Linton? You've
Yes,
got two
100.
guys.
Yeah,
You've got two guys you need a
100%.
rematch
Yes.
and a belt waiting for you.
Yes, exactly that. It's funny you say that because I was thinking to myself, damn, the two guys above me are the two guys that beat me. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. So obviously, you know, it's a journey, mate, and it's exciting because I'm like, these motherfuckers, man. These two got me, and these two are the only guys above me. So I'm coming for you both.
Does it sprinkle the extra motivation when the body hurts, when you don't want to wake up, when you don't want to train that specific drill? Does that push you even harder to know just those two guys, those two fights, and you achieve everything you've been working for your entire life?
It does. My one of my friends said to me as well, this is the fight that means most now. You fought Moldavsky the first time, but this is where it means most because that had no titles on it. If you know what I'm saying, it wasn't for number one contender. It wasn't even rankings at the time. You know, it was just a fight. You know, it's just a fight, obviously. So now it's rankings and it's number one contender fight. So this is where it means. So yeah, it's definitely extra extra motivation for me to one, get out of bed, and two, to put on a performance and prove to the world, you know, that one, I can beat this guy, and two, I'm going to be champ next.
What message do you want to send at Bellator 292? Not only, obviously, revenge tour, number one contender, you'll get a title fight, but just for you, avenging a loss, getting closer to that lifelong dream.
Yeah.
What message do you want to send to the world in this fight?
It's just marking my territory, stamping my authority down. Like people like, damn, man, Linton's not messing about. He's not fucking about. Like, yeah, he's going to be new champ. That's what I want people to say. He's the next heavyweight champion. That's what I want people to say after this fight come March 10th.
I think it's a very, very easy question, but I'm just going to ask it anyways. What does that mean to you? I'll go as far as to say not just getting this win, not just getting the title fight, but avenging those two losses and getting the belt. I know what a belt does for every fighter. I'm not stupid, but personally, what does it mean to you to do that?
It's really is hard to put into words, man. It's satisfaction. That's probably the best way. You know what I mean? It's just that satisfaction. It's like, I knew I could do it, man. Like, not saying prove the haters wrong, but you know, when people are like, oh, you want to retire? You're getting on now. Like, shut the up. You know what I'm saying? You always get people saying whatever, regardless, friends or not. It's just, you know, I told you. It's just one of them ones. I told you I can do it. And this is the proof. So 100% satisfaction. That's what it's going to be.
Just a couple more questions here for you, and I really appreciate the time. Hope it's not the only time I'll ever get to talk to you. This has been a very enjoyable conversation. But you're talking about your team down there in Florida. Like I said, I've talked to a few of your teammates. You know, obviously everybody knows your gym down there. But what is that move down to Florida done for you in your career, and just overall, what has it done for you?
Oh, it's changed my career because I fought Emmanuel Newton in England, so I didn't really have many training partners. I remember getting ready for the fight. I was probably sparring with 160, 170 at the max. That was the biggest person I had to train with. And I had 5 of them, and I was just doing rounds like that, like Shark Tank, you know, like, respect to the boys helping me, but that wasn't, you know, the right way. That was not how you win a world title. Anyway, I had the fight lost. And then I was like, I can only get this far if I stay here. I need to go to America. So once I went online, found Black Zillions at the time, they were called Black Zillions. I went on to win, I think, another 3. And then I got my rematch with Emmanuel Newton. Beat Emmanuel Newton. Beat, what's his name? Liam McGeary, the former light heavyweight champion as well. So that was 2 former light heavyweight champions I beat. So that in itself speaks for itself. It showed me the move down here is exactly what I needed to do. And yeah, the rest is obviously history now. Like I've been winning, obviously been losing as well, but majority the last 4 fights I've gone on a tear. So it definitely has changed the way I was thinking and changed my career.
Absolutely, and I love, you know, the move for you and your career. You mentioned something that you know, I wanted you to mention it before I mentioned it because I never want to come off the wrong way. But you mentioned being 39 years old, And you also mentioned how people are telling you you're not going to fight forever. You know it, you're not going to fight forever. But even those close to you that you would call friends, they say it might be time to retire, this and that. At 39, knowing that you're a win away from basically you're on your revenge tour now. You're 2 wins away from becoming heavyweight world champion in Bellator MMA, and will be regarded as one of the best heavyweight fighters in the world, regardless of promotion. At 39, how does all of that outside noise just continue to motivate you and go, I don't care about my age? I'm not going to compare you to Fedor, but obviously we know legacy, all that. There's a reason why he got the title fight. But 39 doesn't define a fighter in my eyes. So how does it kind of influence you, and how do you take that your age into consideration for motivation?
It's funny because I feed off all that horrible shit. People say stupid stuff, and you're like, what the fuck? I'm gonna prove you wrong. I remember before I even started MMA, my friend was like, "You're gonna do MMA? You're gonna do MMA? Really?" Didn't believe in me. I know I've never said this to him, but I bet he's looking at me now like thinking, "Fuck, I was wrong." So it's, you know what I mean? For me, it's like, I told you, bruv, don't count me out. And that's the fuel I love. The people doubting me, thinking, oh, he can't do that. It's not that I can't do it. Maybe you can't do it, but doesn't mean I can't,
I love that. I'm so ready for March 10th to be here. It's an early birthday gift for me. It's Bellator 292.
Oh yeah.
We talked about
Happy
everything.
Birthday. Happy birthday then for that.
Yeah, mine's the 17th, so it's a week before. I couldn't ask for a better event. And then the other pride of UK, I know you're part pride, part of the history there in UK. But then the next week, you got Leon Edwards in the UFC.
That's right.
So that's going to be 2 back-to-back weekends. Going to be a great, kind of birthday celebration. That all starts for me with Bellator 292. But last question here for you. We've talked about motivation. We've talked about the revenge tour, marking your territory, but more than showcasing the world that you're going to mark your territory, really more than anything, outside of getting this victory over Valentin Moldavsky, you've just got to send a message to one person. So I'll just ask you, what is your message to the champion, Ryan Bader?
I'm coming for you, bruv. Plain and simple, I'm coming for you, bruv. That's it.
Well, sign me up for the Linton Vassell revenge tour. I can't wait. It's going to be great writing material. I'll have something written up on you here in the week coming up for your fight. Absolutely, sir. Listen, when I get to come at from an angle of a revenge tour and marking your territory, it makes me excited. So I appreciate you making the time for me today. Like I said, hope it's not the first and only time we'll talk. I would love to have you back on the show.
Yeah, it was a great interview, man.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited for you. Bellator 292 goes down Friday, March 10th in San Jose at the SAP Center. You can watch the main card on Showtime. Linton Vassell, thank you so much, sir.
Easy now. Thank you.